So hello guys, today I'm going to share you about the most important skills for human to survive. So as a human being, we have two the most important skills to survive in this compete world. The first one is hard skills and the second one is soft skills. The difference between the hard skills and the soft skills is the soft skill can be increased, not just like hard skills that you don't have at all. But these soft skills, you already have it, but you have to increase it. So every people have soft skills. There are a lot of soft skills. So I'm going to share you about one of those soft skills that we as a person need to have to survive in this complex world. So the one that I'm going to share with you is how to increase your critical thinking. First things first is, what is critical thinking? According to the law of attraction.com, the simplest term, critical thinking, is about carefully analyzing, processing, and making sense of information. So while it's often taught as a part of philosophy course, why this critical thinking is one of the soft skills? Because critical thinking skills can be really help you to apply to any kind of problems that you might have out there to survive in this complex world, and for the subject area and question or concept that you might find out there. So for someone who already has these critical thinking skills, they can do this, such as first, ask relevantly about the question. The second, methodically gather information and accurately access it. The third, reach well-supported conclusion and evaluate them against configuration. The fourth, display a consistent awareness of the limits of their own competence. The fifth is communicate with others in a productive way. So those before is the sign of someone who already has the critical thinking skills. But for you guys who might be not really think that this critical thinking skills is the important way to survive, you gotta be so wrong, because this is one of the skills that really helping you out there when you need to survive. So there are 5 tips for you to increase your critical thinking. The first thing first is ask basic question. So the better you are at this critical thinking skills, the more fundamental and the more clear you have your question become. The second is be aware of your mental access. Because for you guys, when you already assume that you have this critical thinking skills become well, you sometimes turn your analytical abilities outwards, so you can be arrogantly critiquing someone else. So be aware about your mental process, because become a critical thinker, you cannot just critique someone's only by your own thoughts. You have to become so careful about critique someone's, not just like when you have your opinion, so you can judge them as your opinion. You cannot do this as a critical thinker. The third is adjust your perspective. So adjust your perspective is just like when you have the problem with the others, you cannot just think about yourself. You have to put yourself to the other shoes, because when you need to solve a problem that might include a lot of people, you cannot just think about the benefit for your own self, but so the other, how they process this information about the problem. So adjust your perspective is one of the most important way to to become the better critical thinker. The fourth is think in reverse. When you think just only by one way, you cannot see the other result for the problem that you have through. And this is one of the fascinating and effective technique, especially when you're stuck trying to puzzle through a difficult problem. But you need to remember, thinking in reverse won't always be a solution for the problem. You need to think reverse is just for the side of the different result of the problem. So never say that the plan B is better than plan A. So you need to know about the plan B to know how is this plan B can be affected to plan A, or maybe how is the plan A can be affected to plan B. So think reverse won't always get the solution of the problem, but the important thing of the think reverse is you can have a lot of perspective and a lot of ways to see the problem you have been through. The fifth is develop foresight. We can a lot of predicting the impact of the choices that we make for this problem solving. So this develop foresight is just like one of the way that can gather the first until the fourth ways together, so you can have this result as the result that you might didn't see before when you only use the first, second, third, and the fourth ways. So this fifth ways, develop the foresight, is one of the ways that can gather all of them. So that's it. That is the 5 ways to increase your critical thinking, and I hope you can increase your critical thinking to be the better critical thinker. Bye!